Tonight, it's on the road into the belly of the beast against the #1 team in the NHL. Good evening from Chicago Stadium. It's the North Stars and the Chicago Blackhawks. Along with Dave Maloney, this is Doug McLeod. Dave, tonight the North Stars taking on a team that not only has the most wins, but the most points in the NHL. More importantly, a big Norris Division game.
Well, a very tough Norris Division. The importance of the interdivisional games is the fact that you get an opportunity to gain ground by playing the teams as many times as you do. This is a very tough division with a lot of real good teams. Somebody who's going to have to lead the Stars down the stretch is center iceman Neil Broughton. Leads the team with 11 goals and 35 assists, 46 points. I'd like to see him score a few more goals. There's a pretty big drop-off between him and Gagne. A lot of the local yokels feel this fellow, Ed Belfort, was snubbed when it comes to the All-Star game, and perhaps he was, with 27 wins and 2.39 goals against average. This kid can play. Mike Keenan thinks it may keep him hungry going down the stretch. We'll see.
Good opportunity. The puck slithers through Tenorti. He hesitates. Now watch Tenorti's reach come out of nowhere and knock the puck away. He's not even in the screen. 6'4", right here, pulls it across. Now Tenorti's not even in the screen. Watch the stick right there. Good follow through. You know, the puck, Tenorti stands him up in the blue line. The puck opportunity. Belfort covers the bottom of the net nicely, and this is going to hit him midway up the body. But Gagne, you know, again, Prop gets the puck to the net. Gagne misses an opportunity. Watch him pull it around. Brian Prop has real good instincts around the net, like Steve Larmer. Now watch him pull the puck around, use his left foot to shield Gilbert, and get a real good shot. You know, that's a goal scorer's instinct around the net.
Corliss first. Sails into the Stars end. Thomas in a foot race with Gavin. Jeremy Roenick for Chicago. Long opener for Chelios with a drive. A save by Casey. Chelios can't fire the puck from out there, can he? Now Roenick cutting behind the net. Casey down, he scores. Jeremy Roenick behind the net and all the way around to stuff it in on the open side. And it's 1-0 Chicago.
Wow, this is just good foot speed by Jeremy Roenick. Neil Broughton just doesn't quite get in position as Roenick scoots around behind the net. He's going to get the puck right here and just scoot around the net. Now watch Broughton. Can't catch him there. Just can't quite get in position. Casey gets hung up and just never gets able to cover the short side of the net. Now we're going to see how he gets hung up in the net. That right foot just doesn't allow him to get across the net, Casey. But again, Broughton missed him once. Roenick a little quicker. Broughton's pass. Let's get out of the end zone.
And they come out as Tenorti flings it in. Stars will change on the point now. Glynn coming on. Gagne at the right wing waiting. Prop in for Bellows. That deflected off Chelios. On the end boards, Prop. Now Gagne in the power play right in front. Shot, score! Bellows! As the Stars went right into the net. Gagne, Prop, and Bellows knocking on the door. And there was Brian Bellows to nail the power play goal. A tisket, a tasket, the biscuits in the basket. It's 1-1.
Again, how do you stop an aggressive penalty kill by puck movement? Once, twice, three, in the net. Comes off the left point, down low, out to the side, over to Bellows in. Tic-tac-toe is right, Doug, and that's how, notice the Hawks and just pursuit. They pursue the puck all over the ice. You're able to beat a pursuit team by puck movement. That comes from the point, down low, across, front, over, in, 1-1.
That's the way it looks when the X's and O's line up on the chalkboard.
That's right.
And
that's true.
Quite hopefully, that's the way it looks on the ice, and that's the way it happened for Brian Bellows. Thomas taps it ahead for Mike Hudson, driving on Johnson. Corkscrews him off it right at the blue line. Neil Wilkinson for Minnesota. The outlet pass hit Hudson. It's up for grabs in the circle. Hudson to Presley with a drive, hit the post or the side of the net. Couldn't tell from this angle. McGill from the point, tipped the score. Oh, it hit Gagne. It hit Gagne coming to the right circle, I think. That would not have gone in, but a freakish deflection, and I think it hit Gagne. It'll go as a goal for the Hawks, Bob McGill, with 5:25 to go, and it's 2-1 Chicago.
Well, Bob McGill, who entering this game had 1 goal for every 160 career penalty minutes, gets a gift here. David Gagne just out of, you know, no fault or anything, just put the stick down, deflects over Casey's shoulders. You're going to get a good angle here. He just tees it up. Now Gagne just lays his stick out. Casey down, assuming the puck is going to enter his area. lower than where it entered the net. Made a guess off Gagne's stick. 2-1 Chicago, a gift for Bob McGill.
Game in the second between Montreal and St. Louis. The one for St. Louis was a power play goal by Brett Hull. That is his 45th goal, so he is well on the way to a 50-50 season. 50 goals in 50 games coming right up. Oh, and there's a penalty. I guess so. Adam Creighton coming flying in with the elbow into Kurt Giles, whose helmet still isn't on straight. Now Creighton wants to take Settler with him. Oops, and Giles retaliates now.
Well, Settler and Creighton have dropped their gloves, but Jocelyn Lemieux's going to get this penalty for a charge. He hits, well, it's essentially both Giles and Settler from behind. The Stars should get a power play out of this situation.
It's 17:52 to go in the second period. It is 2-1 the Blackhawks. They skated around like two hungry cats eyeballing each other. McGill finally said, and you can see his mouth moving from here. Are we going to go? Shane Churla will never be a man to back away from a confrontation. And Shane Churla went right at it. And look at him working now with McGill. Shane Churla and Bob McGill. Down they go.
You're going to get a bird's eye view here. This again started with Churla and Stevens. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Shane Churla in the black trunks with green, and Bob McGill in the black trunks with white.
There's not a whole lot of explanation that has to be done when you get a shot like that.
They had just skated around talking. They had looked at each other. Look at that. The original penalty was.
We're going to take a look. We'll take a look here, Doug, and watch Lemieux from behind leave his feet and hit Kurt Giles. The puck will come into the boards. He goes to make a move on Creighton, and boom. Now Giles hits his left eye against the board and cuts himself.
Spreads through everybody. Play goes on as it's cranked by Conroy. On the wing boards, Madonna kept it in. Bellows danced out of the check. Here's Gagne, checked by Chelios. Prop right in front. A shot by Bellows, a goal! A power play goal, and the same three do it again. 15, 16, 23. Another power play goal for Brian Bellows. It's 2-2 game, and still 2:42 left on the major power play.
Again, good puck movement, but Brian Bellows has to play with that straight authority. Watch him come off the top of the screen and head straight to the net. Prop is going to make a great pass back to Bellows, and he's going to bury it. But again, Brian Bellows has to play with that head forward, go get him attitude and use his strength and get to the net. Granted, the puck moves, but you saw in the first replay on the top of the screen, the puck came down low and Bellows headed straight to the net. That's face hockey, and you're going to see Jeremy Roenick right out of this little clinch. Boink. But Zettler shows good presence not to retaliate because McCreary was just behind the play. Opportunity here as Troy Murray fires it out to Steve Thomas, and Klink off a wide open net, but it hits the post. 2-2. In the meantime, you're right, Jimmy Johnson gets nailed for cross-checking in front. You know, Keenan leaves Lemieux, Creighton, and Thomas out there. They disturb a lot of things, created a lot of things, get them a two-man advantage situation.
The Blackhawks will have a 5-on-3 power play. Gavin, Tenorti, and Zettler to kill it at the moment for Minnesota. Chelios now for Larmer. Chris Chelios at the point for Chicago for Wilson. Roenick. Shot off Casey's pad. Quickly up high for Wilson. The skate of Chelios. And right in front of the net, ever present, Adam Creighton. Larmer in front, deflection and a goal. 5-on-3 power play goal for Chris Chelios. And the Blackhawks will continue the power play 5-on-4. It's now 3-2 Chicago.
Wow, that's how you work a 5-on-3 power play. You know, you just establish a smaller triangle from a defensive stance, establish your offensive position and move it around and bang it in. But just from the Stars standpoint, pretty decent rotation here, but the puck you're just simply outmanned. Good movement. I mean, you establish a pretty decent defensive posture here. Tenorti comes up high. Defenseman rotates down low on the bottom part of your screen. Watch, see low. He comes down low. He comes across. Gavin moves back, but the puck just moves too quickly. I mean, good rotation from the standpoint of the North Stars, but simply outmanned. 3-2.
Jeremy Roenick from Larmer and Chelios, a 5-on-3 power play goal. That's 9:27. Roenick has 2 goals in the game, and it's now 3-2 Chicago. Now 5-on-4 power play for a minute 16. This is power play 4 for the Hawks, who are now 1 for 3. Larmer's open. Oh, and a great pass and an empty netter. Adam Creighton gets it. You hate to say it, but it was a beauty, and it's 4-2. Chicago as the Hawks score on both ends of the power play.
Well, Steve Larmer is one of the most subtle offensive players in the league. He makes a subtle fake off the pass from the corner. Everybody in the building thinks he's going to shoot, as well as Casey and Tenorti. He dishes it off to Adam Creighton, and it's a goal. You see right here, the pass comes from Roenick in the far side, but there isn't a person in the building doesn't think he's going to shoot. But he finds Creighton down low, dishes it off. 4-2 hockey game. You know, again, Casey out of position, but he couldn't help me because a great move by Steve Thomas. 4-2.
Brock chasing, got there first. Neil Broughton. Brock by Hudson. Bellows fires. Save. Rebound. Gagne. Save by Ed Belfour. And a demolition job on Brian Propp. Propp was camped there for the rebound. High by Conroy. Broughton picks it out of the crowd. Madonna one times a blast. A save by Belfour. Right back to Madonna. Gagne 2-man power play. Shot saved by Belfour. Madonna again at the point. Runs it down deep. Gagne floating deep in the slot. You see just on the left of your picture. Propp. Now Madonna. 119 in the 2-man advantage for Minnesota. Madonna shot save. Rebound. Propp. Saved by Belfour. Yanni just blasted across check onto Bellows. And now Belfour takes a shot at him. Come on, McCreary. Whistle him down.
Well, Belfour showing why perhaps he leads the league with 27 wins. It's all Ed Belfour in this particular instance here as the Stars move the puck around nicely. Modano, watch him in good position, hands up, down low. Modano gets 2 real good opportunities as Trent Yanni. I'll tell you one thing about the Hawks. They don't let too many people stand around in front of the net.
No, they don't.
This puck's going to come back to Modano. This is the second blaster from the right point. But again, you know, down. Belford makes the save. That's his strength. And he gives Bellows a jab.
Going to be on the North Stars. Now Madonna, 110 on the 5-on-3 power play. 5:48 to go. Bellows. It is 4-2. Chicago. They score! The North Stars on a 5-on-3 power play goal. Dave Gagne puts that baby in the back of the hip, and the North Stars have made this a 1-goal game. And we'll have a minute 16 to go on a power play still.
Well, again,
yeah, boy.
Again, good puck movement like the Chicago did on their 5-on-3. It goes down low, goes off the defenseman's skate. Conroy, kind of a broken play. Bellows jumps on top of it, and Gagne buries it. Now again, this puck hits a couple skates, and Belfort never really gets a chance to set up. You see his head moving around because that puck goes off Conroy's skate. He never gets set up properly. Puck comes out in front. Gagne buries it. 4-3. Established position after the puck is dropped.
48 seconds to go. Madonna's blast hit traffic. Bellows will have to hustle. He does. He's got the puck. Bellows, Madonna one times it right in. That snaps away to the corner, and it trickles to neutral ice. And a punt by Larmer got it back into the North Star zone. Larmer tied up with Madonna. The empty net in the North Star zone. Half a minute to go. 4-3 Blackhawks. Here's Hudson to the slot, but Propp will pull it back. 6-on-5 advantage with the empty net behind for Minnesota. Off the board for Bellows. 17 seconds to play. Stars need a goal, but the Hawks get the goal as Steve Larmer pumps one straight up the slot and into the empty net. That will empty out Chicago Stadium and deflate the North Stars' hopes for an overtime finish here at 19:45 of the third period. It's an empty netter for Steve Larmer, and it's 5-3 Chicago.
Well, Steve Larmer just in the middle of the ice. The Hawks do a pretty good job not allowing the North Stars to get out of their own end of the ice. His puck just comes off through the middle of the ice. Larmer's simply going to knock it down and bang it home, but Stars had a good opportunity. You know, Smith wins control of the draw, gets it back to Madonna. Madonna cranks it to the net, and it hits Conroy's skate in front. Puck goes to the far corner, and the Stars never had a chance after that.
Wilkinson now sends Thomas to the deck, and time expires in the game. one lone Blackhawk trapped down there between Wilkinson and Tenorti. That is Greg Gilbert, but the linesman come to get him out of the way. And Ed Belfour, Goulet popping him right in the mask there. Way to go, Eddie Belfour.